Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. We are here to do our weekly reseller chat and we have a lot of topics. I am loving life freely here on YouTube. I am a full-time reseller on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari. I also do lives as well as YouTube here, so I do a lot of various different things. And each week we go through and discuss different topics in the reseller world. And there's a lot going on this week, so it's going to be a little bit of a longer video, but I won't make it too long. But we're going to dive into some really interesting things going on right now. And so stay tuned. We'll get started off with just my personal, what's going on for me. So stay tuned to see what all we're going to discuss this week. Okay guys, welcome back. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome to my channel. If you are new to reselling, welcome to the community. I always love to say this is such a great time to be a reseller, and it truly is. Even though we're going through a slow season right now because of the economy, it is still a really good time to be a reseller, not only business-wise, but to provide people with a great quality product that comes right to their door for so much less than retail price, and be able to bless people so they don't have to go shopping if they don't want to. So many people shop from their home now, so it's such a great time to be able to provide them with a great product, great customer service, again, that comes right to the door. This week's reseller chat has a lot of different topics that I want to talk about, some controversial and some interesting. So first of all, let's dive in with how my week is going. It has been a good week. Sales have been slower, as we all know, but honestly, I've had some good sales. I've had some days where I'll have like 7, 8, 9 sales in one day on multiple platforms, and some days where I'm lucky if I have 2 or 3 sales. My lives are still really slow, which is fine. Last week I had one day where I had a kids live where I sold almost 20 pieces, which was really good because I haven't had that in a couple weeks. And then my next live that I did last night was again very slow, no sales. So it's just really kind of been touch and go. And that's fine. That's so totally fine. But honestly, eBay, Poshmark have actually been doing pretty good. My platform sales again have been better this week than my live sales, which has been interesting. But you know what? That's okay. And I'm making profit on my sales. Some items that, whether if it's old inventory, I'm still at least doubling my money on old inventory and flushing out old inventory, so that has been really great. And I'm excited because I've had the opportunity to get over to a thrift store and take in old items that came in boxes that I knew I was not going to list. I've had a lot of stuff sitting downstairs, boxes and boxes of inventory from a thread-up bulk box that I did with mixed clothes and a women's plus-size box that I bought. I should not have purchased those boxes. Thank goodness my thread-up bulk box, I've got a little bit still to sell to make the full amount of what I purchased for it. I think I've got about $100 left to actually recoup my complete investment on that, so I'm really happy with that. And the thread-up women's box actually wasn't a thread-up, it was through Helpsy Source. I ordered a big, massive bulk box of women's plus-size clothes through Helpsy Source way back when I was doing Whatnot auctions. Ordered a whole bunch of women's plus-size pieces, thinking I'd be able to just flip them on Whatnot really easily. And unfortunately, a lot of the items that I got in that box were a lot of brands that just do not sell on Whatnot. Some of it has sold, but the majority of it hasn't. So that was one of those buys, as we all know, we have those buys where it just doesn't do well. So my goal at this point, honestly, between thread-up and that box, is to just get rid of that inventory and make room for brands that do sell well. So I'm flushing all that out to the thrift store because honestly, even doing lives on Poshmark, people just aren't looking for those. And I just don't want to take the time to try and, mamsy-pamsy with this stuff. I just want to get moved on. Thankfully, my COG on each of those pieces was only $2.40, so I'm not out a ton. I am taking a loss on some of it. But honestly, I told Dan I just really want to move forward to other brands that I know now in the last 6 months, all the research and changes that I've made. I just want to make room back there for items that I know are going to do well and get rid of what's taking up space for things that we can do well with. So I took a bunch of stuff to the Goodwill store yesterday taking a whole bunch more stuff today and probably some more stuff on Thursday. And then I'm going to start continually working on fleshing out inventory that is currently listed. So hopefully by the end of this year, nothing that is not doing well will be back there. My goal is to have the rest of that stuff fleshed out. So next year is just fresh with good quality items. That is the only thing that's going to be back there. So that is my goal over the next few months. And so I'm excited. It felt good to flesh that stuff out. I would love to know if y'all are doing some of that still. I know when I mentioned it before that some of you are in the process of doing that too. But my good brands are doing well. I've even been selling some older men's pieces. Again, my goal is to at least double my money on some of that, but even if I'm just getting my card back, my husband and I are agreeing that if it's been sitting there for over a year and we at least just make our card back, let it go out the door, and we're doing good. I'm actually trying something different with some items, and I got this idea from a video that I watched on Instagram. A gal actually uses auctions on eBay to flush out inventory that she's had for a while to at least get her card back on auctions. So she's doing like 99-cent auctions for like a week to kind of flush it out. For me, I want to at least do my cog back so that if it does sell, I'm at least making my cog back. So I'm trying that out. Tell me in the comments below if you're on eBay, if you've ever done that, where if you've had something sitting for a while, if you just do an eBay auction of at least the cog and maybe the amount of what the shipping would be. So if your cog is like $3 plus maybe a couple bucks for the shipping, because you all know that well, actually maybe $1.50 for the shipping, because even if you just sell it for like $5 or something during auction, you're still gonna have like 50 cents and then 30 cents for the auction and all that for the sale. Do you use auctions through eBay to flesh out old inventory? Because there's so many more people who do eBay than Poshmark. Have you ever thought about doing that? I've never thought about doing that, but I'm testing it out to see if it works. I've got a lot of inventory that is new at tags, women's pieces that I bought last year that are not selling on Poshmark. So I thought I'd test it out on auction and see if I can at least just get my cog back and move on. If it doesn't work a couple times, I am just going to take a loss on it and just move on. So that's kind of what I've been working on. That's just a lot. On top of doing my 12 to 15 listings a day and my auctions that I've been doing at night, plus my shared auctions that I've been doing, and all that. So yeah, no, it's been good. Things have been good. I am not up to where my selling profit had been, but I'm at least doing about 3/4 of that. So I'm still getting some sales, just not what I normally have been getting. Okay, so that's kind of business and personal. Things have been just really good here. Let's talk about another bankruptcy that was just announced. I was watching another video, found out that there's another big major brand that people love that has filed bankruptcy. And I'm going to switch here to doing a live screenshot to show you this information, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so here is the article about Hunter Boots going bankrupt. Take advantage of the clearance sales, and we're just going to scroll down here. This was posted just yesterday. This is very recent. Let me scroll down here so we can read this. Surprising turn of events, iconic British heritage footwear and outerwear brand Hunter Boots has recently filed bankruptcy, entering administration in the UK. The company, which has faced significant challenges in recent years, owes a substantial debt of over 115 million, obviously in UK money, approximately 146 million, to its creditors. That is a lot of money. I will tag this article down below in the video as well, so y'all can look it up and read this yourself. Hunter Boots' rise to fame can be attributed to his iconic Wellington boot, obviously what's pictured here. I do know that when I have seen people do hauls whenever they're in the thrift store and they see that type of boot, people go crazy over it and usually are willing to pay even up to $10 for the boot in Goodwill stores and are able to resell it for really good money. Hunter Boots' rise of fame can be attributed to its iconic Wellington boot, which have become synonymous with durability, style, functionality. Originally introduced in 1956, these boots have stood the test of time, making them a staple for outdoor enthusiasts and fashion-conscious individuals alike. With their reliable waterproof construction, comfortable fit, Hunter Wellington boots have become a symbol of British heritage and are recognized worldwide. Um, they are best known for their Wellington boot. The brand has also diversified into product offerings over the years, from weatherproof outerwear to bags and accessories. I did not know they had bags and accessories. That's new to me. I've only ever just heard about the boot. Hunter's expanded range has allowed individuals to create cohesive and stylish outfits for various occasions. And again, you could probably go on and go on. Finance's woes of Hunter boots can be attributed to the various factors that have plagued the company in recent years. Starting in 2019, the brand faced challenges such as diminishing demand and unseasonability, warm weather, impacting sales of their signature boots. COVID-19 pandemic further exacerbated their troubles, causing supply chain distribution inflation and higher costs in 2020. Hunter net sales declined by 20% compared to the previous year. Although sales rebounded in 2021, ongoing supply chain issues persisted through 2022, ultimately contributing to the company's decision to file for the administration. Again, I will tag this down below so y'all can read this, but I thought I would at least scroll through this and let you see the basic article. And so let's get back to our regular topics. Okay, guys, so as we saw, Hunter is going bankrupt. That is just crazy. I can't believe that. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I'm going to go on and see if I could find some Hunter boots in my size, just out of curiosity, to see what they're actually going for, because I know that they're really expensive. I do know that it's a really high quality boot, and around here, I already have snow boots, but I am just kind of curious to have my size, what the price is. Have you bought Hunter boots? Do you sell a lot of Hunter boots? I would love to know in the comments below. If you did really well with Hunter boots, if you ever found them, whether they were at the bins or thrift stores. Do you own a pair yourself? Do you like the quality? I would love to know in the comments below if you're kind of sad that they're going bankrupt and if you have sold a lot of that brand. Okay, next topic, guys. This is one of those topics that I kind of hesitated bringing up, but it's been so huge between auctions, YouTube videos, Instagram. It's just been going nuts the last week or so. The whole Barbie core, but because of the Barbie movie. I have Barbie core in some of my listings. I have actually done some research on the movie. Personally, I will not be watching the movie. I'm not interested in the movie after hearing some of the things about the movie. I've never been like, when I was a little girl, I kind of liked the Barbie dolls, but my parents were very controlling, not controlling, but very cautious with it, because the whole Barbie thing, even when I was a little girl, people were cautious with it as parents because it was like the perfect body. You had to have the perfect body. The whole thing about Barbie and the reason why she was made and everything is that you had to have this perfect body. And now that has, gone through like its season. My girls, even my granddaughters right now, have never been interested in Barbie. They never had Barbie dolls. And now there's just been a lot of controversy. Some people absolutely love the movie. I have done some research about what the movie's about. I personally don't like the movie. I haven't watched it, but just from what I've read about it, I'm just not interested in watching it. I'm not going to share why. I just don't think it's necessary to share that on here. But I will not be watching the movie myself. And since knowing about the movie and what the movie has, the controversy about it, there is just a lot of controversy. Yeah, there's just a lot about this movie right now, guys. The film has also already garnered attention for a number of reasons. From its ambitious set design to scene featuring map reflecting, China claims over the whole South China Sea thing, so there's a lot of political stuff involved there. But it's not just that, it's the content in the movie. And again, I'm not going to go into that just because I know everybody has different convictions about certain things. Personally, me, I'm just not interested because of the content. And again, I'm not going to go into that because I'm just not. But there's a lot of things about this movie that are very controversial. And the crazy thing is, I don't know why it's such a big deal. And the reason why I say that is I'm going to talk about, this is one thing I'm going to talk about, guys, is the marketing on this movie. It's just insane. I could not believe this when I read this. Let me find it here. I could have done a screenshot on this too. So Warner Brothers reportedly spent $150 million on marketing for Barbie. According to a new Variety report, per the publication, Viral Studios estimated that the Barbie marketing campaign was $150 million, which is more than $145 million budget to produce the movie in the first place. That's insane. And I don't know why it's such a big deal, this movie. It's just another movie. And I don't know why they're making such a big deal of this movie. I have thoughts on it, but again, I just don't want to share thoughts on it because it is just controversial. And I just don't want to even go down that rabbit trail. I do know that between resellers using Barbie core in their listings, again, before I even really heard a lot about the movie, I had a couple listings that I put Barbie core in them because they were pink items to kind of maybe take advantage of that. But honestly, I'm not doing that anymore. There's just so much production about this whole movie. And it's just a movie. I know, everybody's going to be like, but it's Barbie. I've never been a big fan of Barbie for like kind of the reasons I expressed before. And even since Barbie, there's been so much in society about the perfect body and forcing perfect body figures on women in society today. And it's insane. But there's other content in the movie that I'm just not interested in. So, I'm not going to go down again that rabbit trail, but I would love to know in the comments below your thoughts as a reseller about this whole Barbie core thing. If you want to tell me if you're watching the movie or not, that's fine too. It's insane, the big production they're making of this. Not just the production of the movie, but how much people are talking about this movie. I mean, it's like you would think, it's like the first movie people have ever made. There's been so much talk about it, so much of a big deal being made of this movie. It has just been all over Instagram, all over YouTube, all over social media. Barbie, 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 Barbie. If you have a TV, it's just even on the main TV screen when they advertise different kinds of movies coming out. The whole production of Barbie being advertised is just what they're doing for it, just to advertise it. Is just insane. Okay, so tell me in the comments below, what do you think about it being blown up as much as it's being blown up? What do you think about it? I don't know if you've watched it, what you thought of it. I know a lot of moms are being very cautious. There are a lot of people going to see it, but I also do know that there are a lot of moms that are very cautious. A lot of parents are being very cautious and not taking specifically their daughters to go see the movie and do not agree with the content. Okay, let's move on to something else, okay? LuLaRoe, the reason why I mentioned this brand, let's move on to some different brands, guys. LuLaRoe, since I've been a reseller, I've heard a lot of people say not to buy the LuLaRoe brand. I remember when I was out garage selling with my husband this last year, and this summer, one of the homes that we went to for garage sailing, she had like 2 racks full of LuLaRoe New Tags women's dresses. And I chose not to even look into what she was asking for them because there's been so much of a thing about not sourcing LuLaRoe even at the thrift store since I started researching good brands. Everybody says how LuLaRoe is not a good brand to resell. Well, I mentioned that in one of my lives, and one of the gals that also is a reseller, she says that when she finds LuLaRoe at the thrift store in plus size, it actually resells really well on her platforms. So I thought I would ask you all, there is such a controversy about LuLaRoe. Some people say don't buy it, it's a terrible brand, it never sells, it's bad quality. And other people are actually, when I looked up comps before I did this video, I actually looked up on Poshmark, LuLaRoe in dresses. And they don't sell for a lot, but if your COG is low, you can actually at least double, sometimes triple your money, depending on how much you can get it for like dresses, probably even like plus size dresses. So I would love to know in the chats below, comments below, tell me what you think of the brand LuLaRoe. If you find it at the thrift store for $4 or $5, or at a garage sale, or at the bins, and it's in good quality, do you resell it? And if you do, does it do well for you? Because if I'm missing out on a brand, you know how some people say it just does terrible, they don't do well. But in a few weeks ago, we talked about how certain brands in certain territories do really well for some people and not for others. This might be one of those brands that maybe some of us are missing out on, where if we find it and pick it up, it could do really well for us as reselling, but doesn't do really well for other people, and they just have a particular thing about that particular brand. Because I know some people just don't like selling certain brands. They just don't pick it up, they don't like the brand, and I'm wondering if after being in reselling for a while and seeing this in other brands, since LuLaRoe came up the other day, I'm thinking this might actually be a brand I've been missing out on. I don't know. But I would love to find out, because if it is a brand that I could pick up and still resell well, it could be another niche for me to resell in plus sizes on my site. So tell me in the comments below if you pick it up, and if you do, does it do well for you, and it doesn't sell well for you? And if it does, how does it sell well for you on platforms? And also, if it does well for you, tell me where you typically pick it up, and where your cost typically is for that brand, and what you typically sell it for. I would really love to know with this brand. Okay? Next up, guys, is two companies. This is also kind of controversial. Shein. This is another one of those brands that I've heard from a lot of resellers. They absolutely refuse to resell it. And even on like auctions, you see some people selling Shein pieces. And I'm going to incorporate this also with Temu. Now, I know a lot of people are like sourcing through Temu for like office supplies, clothing, all different kinds of things. Whenever my husband and I see a new company like that come out of the woodwork, we do research on it. We did it with Shein. And of course, there's a lot of controversy about selling Shein. Shein, however you say it. I used to actually buy Shein tops when I used to work a full-time job, just to buy some cheap tops, because they are really cheap items. And Temu is the same thing. When Temu first came out, I don't know if you all know, but Temu just came out as a company like a handful of months ago. It is a brand new company that just came out months ago. Hasn't been around for a long time at all. They've been advertising it like crazy everywhere. And a lot of people are, oh my gosh, just go on here, find these items. People are sourcing office things through it. And if you are, that's fine. It's your prerogative. But I just wanted to mention the research that my husband and I did on Shein and Temu is there's a lot of question about the company, where it sources its items from, and how it runs its company as far as employees. And possible, how should I say this? Not possible child abuse through how they run their manufacturing. Okay? For my husband and I, we don't want to be a part of something that could be in a negative way, using people in a bad way, or kids at all, in manufacturing and running plants. And we have read articles that state that Temu and Shein are like that with their companies, and that's one of the reasons why it's controversial, because people don't want to support a company that possibly uses women or children in a negative light to run their manufacturing and facilities, and that the product is just super cheap. They're buying it pennies on the dollar, to running and flipping it, and then using bad types of industry running their manufacturing. I think you guys get what I'm coming at. So my husband and I do not source through those companies. I quit buying through Temu. I actually bought some office supplies through them because they were super cheap. But I stopped buying through them because my husband and I do not want to support companies that do that. And my husband actually found a few different articles that talked about the negatives of how they run their companies, their bad business stuff, their structuring, and all of that. So, Shein and Temu, we do not buy from. I do not source their clothes. I do not source their products. So I just want to put it out there. It is your choice. but I do recommend that you do some research on these both of these companies to decide whether or not you want to continue to support them, and not just because of the cheap quality of the items. Some people are saying, oh my gosh, it's such great quality. I don't know, but even if the quality is good, like their hard goods are okay or stuff like that, I just don't want to support companies that have bad business structure and bad warehouse productivity based on women and children and all of that's behind the scenes. I just don't want to support that sort of thing. So tell me in the comments below what your thoughts are on that. If you've also read those articles, heard that as well, do you support it? Do you buy from those products? I know there's been a few YouTube videos where people talk about how they're buying from Temu, getting great product, and it's all over Instagram. People are buying from Temu, buying their office products and all that, supporting it. But I would love to know in the comments below what you think of it, and do you support it? Okay, there's a few more things I want to talk about. We're actually doing really good on time here. Okay, so yeah, these last three ones are kind of big ones. Okay, I just heard about this, and I haven't heard much else besides the video that I watched just yesterday. But I am curious if it comes out into the light. And I haven't done any research on this yet, so I have no facts to back this up, but I wanted to mention it because the gal that I saw on YouTube, she said that it was hearsay through somebody else that she heard about it. I want to know if anybody else has heard about it as well. Goodwill reaching out to resellers who do lives to sell their product on their lives. Have any of you heard about this? I actually have my laptop in front of me. I'm going to look this up really quick. I'm curious to see if something comes up. Okay, the only thing that comes up on it is not an article, it's a bunch of YouTube videos. And I'm not going to go into that right now, but I wanted to bring this up and ask you guys, have you heard about this? About Goodwill reaching out to resellers who do live auctions. My understanding is that Goodwill is wanting to somehow incorporate themselves in with these live auctions that are going on, that people do on probably Whatnot and Poshmark, to sell their items through live auctions. So they're reaching out, my understanding is, to resellers who do live auctions to make connections with these resellers to sell their product through their live auctions. Have you heard anything about it? If you have, what do you think about that? This is definitely going to be a controversial topic, because some people who don't like lives are going to be really, really mad about this, and other people who do lives may want to take advantage of it to maybe make profit through another source of inventory and making money. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I haven't had a chance for it to really sink in. I don't even know if it's true yet to even have a thought about it, but I wanted to bring it to the attention of the reseller chat today to find out if anybody else has heard about it. And if you haven't, if you do research on it, please feel free to drop it down in the comments underneath the video. Let me know what you have heard about it. I'm going to try and maybe take some time this week to do a little bit more research on it, and maybe I might follow up on it next week. Okay, last two topics, guys. We are in slow season, we all know this. And I have been watching some other videos and people talking about, you know how we all want to try and like maybe double or triple our money on items right now, okay? My husband mentioned to me that when you normally run an actual retail store, you buy your product from wholesalers and you run a retail store, not reselling, but a retail store. My husband said that their profit margin is maybe typically 50% is a really good profit margin. He said typically it's like 25 to 30% retail. You get your profit margins about 25 to 30% of what you sell. 25 to 30%, okay? We are looking at between 100 to 200 to 300% profit margin on what we sell. So we're looking at our COG as being $3. You're wanting to double or triple your money on that COG. Or say if you sell something for $10, buy something for $10, you're hoping to at least double, make 20% or 30% back on that, which is 100 to 200 to 300% back on what you made, right? Compared to 30% of what your COG was in retail. My husband said we've gotten really, really fortunate that in reselling we're able to do that, be able to make 100 or 200% profit on an item. But he said during slow season, sometimes making your COG back, and then maybe at least half of that COG to keep items moving. Have you thought about doing that? Taking a lower profit on your items just to keep things rolling and keep sales going. So making your COG back. So if your COG is $10, making your $10 back plus half, so $5. So total, making $15 on an item that you paid $10 for. Are you guys doing that just to keep sales going and keep inventory moving, so that you're at least making something, your COG back, and something plus to keep your inventory flowing, keep sales going during the slow season? Are you guys doing that? Love to know in comments below. Or are you guys just not making sales because you're hoping to at least double or triple your money? I would love to know what your business model is during this really slow season, especially if you buy things at the bins, guys. Not at the thrift store, because thrift store prices are so high. Or if you're ordering online and your COG is like around $2, $3, $4, $5, you could probably definitely even, time and a half or double your money on your items. But I know a lot of people look to like triple, quadruple, if their COG is even $3 and they're expecting to still make that much on an item, versus just really taking offers on items to make sales and keep things going until we get past the slow season. I'm curious if you guys are willing to do that, or if you're just holding out till the slow season is over and just waiting to be able to make your double or triple profit on your items and not making a lot of sales right now. I'm curious to see what you're doing. Are you taking offers and making sales, or are you just holding out through the slower season for the better season? Okay, the last thing I want to talk about, guys, Posh Sidekick. I do use Posh Sidekick. I think you all know that, for sharing my closet, making my offers. And Posh Sidekick has a new feature where you're able to do lives through Posh Sidekick. And it's actually incorporated in your monthly fee. They give you 7 auctions, live auctions each week, incorporated in what you paid for already, to do live auctions on Poshmark. I'm going to do my first one this week and see what it does. I've got, I think, like 42 items in a Friday auction this week, and it just runs the auction for you. I've never done this before. This is my first time doing this, and again, they give you up to 7 of them. You can do more, but you have to pay after the 7 items, and then it renews each week where you get 7 more auction options each week. I'm going to do one this Friday to see how it goes, to hopefully drive more traffic to my Poshmark store. It's obviously going to be a silent auction, but if Poshmark Sidekick runs the auction for me, and I can set up a couple of those each week and not actually have to be live doing it, and hopefully drive more traffic. And my goal in these auctions is to do really low auctions. So at least my COG on the item, I'm hoping to kind of maybe flush through some older inventory, and also maybe do some auctions where I have really nice pieces, and at least my COG, plus obviously the fee for Poshmark, which is going to be at least the $3 or 20%, and try to flush through some older inventory, because I do have nice items. I've got some free people back there that I paid like $8 or $9 a piece for. They just aren't moving, which surprises me, because they're good new tags pieces that are free people that just aren't moving, and it really surprises me. They're the intimately free, like bodysuits, tank tops, different things like that. I have bras back that are brand new tags that just aren't selling. I don't have them listed really high. So I'm hoping to kind of get some more inventory moving back there, things that have been kind of sitting for a little bit. So I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention. If you use Posh Sidekick, it's one of the reasons why I switched from Posh VA to Posh Sidekick, because you do have the ability to do auctions. Plus, you can set your Posh Sidekick if you don't want to have to worry about countering lowball offers. Posh Sidekick automatically counters lowball offers for you. You can set it up underneath your offers to counter lowball offers at whatever number you want to counter at, so you don't have to deal with lowball offers. That's why I do Posh Sidekick. I did switch several months ago, and I really do like it. It costs the same thing as Posh VA. So I did want to bring that to your attention, that you have the ability, if you do lives, to do Poshmark Sidekick lives. They're silent lives through Posher Sidekick. And again, I'm testing it out this week for the first time. So if you do lives and you use Posh Sidekick, have you used this feature yet? I haven't. Again, I'm going to test it out this Friday, see how it goes. And so I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I did not know if you guys know about that. I would, if you do lives to use Posher VA, and you've thought about maybe switching to Posh Sidekick, this might be a good time to do that, especially if you're doing lives and you do silent lives. I have no problem doing the regular lives. I enjoy doing regular lives. But if I can do those and some silent lives and kind of flow through some old inventory and maybe sell a piece or two here and there, I'm going to take advantage of that. Especially if I don't really have to be there for it. Again, I'm going to be there for it just to kind of see what happens. If it does just float through it for me, my items, and then it does notify you. Like you can click on these different things saying, please notify me for this or this or this. So you will be notified on your phone if you made a sale, somebody makes a question or a comment during that live. So it's not like you aren't notified when certain things go on in that auction. It does have you click on certain things during the auction that you're going to be doing through the Posh Sidekick silent auction. So you will be notified when certain things occur during that auction. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Well, we covered a lot of things today, guys. And so I just wanted to say, I hope this was a blessing to you. We covered a lot of stuff. Again, any topics that we covered today, please feel free to comment down below your thoughts, your concerns, hey, I thought about this, what do you think? I would love to hear from any of you down below. And I hope this video was a blessing to you. I always really enjoy putting these reseller chats out. Last few weeks have been kind of a lot of the same thing, but in different types of topics as far as the slow season. But this week we had a lot of big stuff to talk about. So I would love to know any of your thoughts down below. And guys, I will see you in the next one.